Hello and welcome to another episode of Get Hooked, the video podcast where I speak about all the things that I've knit, crocheted and read. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Adele. You can find me as Hooked on Art on Instagram, Facebook and Ravelry. And everything that I speak about will be linked in the description box down below. So grab something to drink and we can dive straight into it. I'm just having Coke today. Alright, so let's start with what I'm wearing. I'm actually wearing one of my own designs today. I think I finished this one back in 2021. It was the second pattern I've ever released and it's just perfect for this winter's day. So I'm from sunny South Africa, that's why it's a winter's day today. It is the 2nd of July today? Yeah, Sunday the 2nd of July. So this is my Meet Me in the North jersey. I called it sweater, the actual pattern, but you know in South Africa we call the sweater a jersey, and it's a really basic construction, 2 panels and you crochet the sleeve straight onto the panels, and yeah, it's a really nice oversized chunky jersey, perfect for winter, and this one gets a lot of wear in the winter. I made this with I think it's Kotopu melange. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that, but it's from Kotopu. I wouldn't say it's chunky. It's definitely not a double knit. It's a bit thicker than a double knit, so maybe an Aran weight yarn. And I used a 5.5 millimeter for this. And yeah, like I said, winter staple. Alrighty, let's jump straight into FOs. The first FO is something really adorable. Look at this. So this is the Fair Isle pullover, and I found this on Al Yarns' website. They had a competition running for June where you could either knit or crochet a Fair Isle something, a jersey, a scarf, anything with colour work, Fair Isle colour work, or a cable work, something, scarf, a cowl, a jersey, like I said, and then you could enter whatever you make and win cash prizes. Now, because I'm an Al Yarns ambassador, I'm technically not allowed to enter their competitions, but I thought what a perfect opportunity to practice knitted colourwork, because Dion, my fiance, wants a colourwork sweater jersey. I downloaded the pattern, bought the pattern, and now I just need to get the yarn, and I thought this would be perfect practice. Okay. Now, what I have noticed is I'm terrible at picking up neckline stitches. Hope that focuses. So yeah, it's a bit uneven and it's a bit wonky, but that wasn't what I practiced this little vest for. So this is actually a full-blown jersey. I just didn't feel like making the sleeves because I wanted to practice the colour work, and I must say that I'm very pleased with my knitted colour work. I think it came out absolutely stunning. Alright, and I'll show you my floats for my first ever knitted colour work project. I really don't think that this is bad at all. See there, my floats are nice and stretchy. Yeah, I'm very happy with how this turned out. I wasn't expecting it to be this good, but yeah, I'm going to give this vest to a friend who is expecting a baby, and I think she's going to love it regardless of the neckline. But yeah, it's all practice and learn. Nothing's a failure. You either take it as a lesson, and you have to take it as a lesson. So that is exactly what I'm doing. So I made this with Al Yarns Charity DK. I think it was a 300-gram ball that I had lying around, this ivory color. Well, not the full ball, but some leftovers. And then I don't remember what this orangey color is called. I think it's pumpkin, but I'm speaking under correction because I lost the ball band. So yeah, I'm not sure what colorway this is, but I think it's a beautiful color combination for for a winter baby. I think it's going to be so cute. So yeah, that was quite exciting, and I can see a lot of colourwork projects, knitted colourwork projects in my future. So yeah, exciting times. All right, the second FO is one that I haven't shown you yet, and it is another blanket. Look at those colours. So this is just the lap blanket that I made for my sister-in-law. She once wanted to cover her legs at work, and she sent through the colours that she'd like, and she gave me free rein in terms of what I should with a blanket. So I thought, what other than stripes? I mean, it's the perfect opportunity to do a striped lap blanket, and that's exactly what I did. So this is made with Al Yarn's Family Knit DK. They're 50 gram balls. This creamy color is called, I wrote this down because I would never have remembered. The creamy color is called Aran. The reddish color, it's like a really deep red, it's absolutely stunning, is called Cognac. This browny color is called Coyote, and the blue is Duck Egg. So I just used one ball per stripe. Well, actually a little bit less than one ball per stripe. I had a few scraps left from this blanket that I plan on using in another scrap project. But yeah, basically one ball per stripe, and I just did every color twice. For the border, my absolute favorite, I just did a row of single crochets, a row of mesh, and 2 rows of moss stitch, and I think it's just stunning. It's so plain and basic, but it just rounds the blanket off. And I did this with a 4.5mm tulip crochet hook. And now I can actually give this to her because I've been holding on to it. And I think I finished this last week already. Yeah, and last week. And I thought, no, I have to film the podcast before I can give this to her because I really want to show this. So I actually wrote the pattern for this, and I called it the Simplistically Striped Lapgan. And you can actually make this any size you want. Like I said, you just need 50 grams, or I think it's 165 meters per 50 grams per stripe, and you can just keep going until your yarn's finished basically, and just stripe every 10 rows. Yeah, very exciting. I'll put a link to the free pattern in the description down below. Right, then the third FO is actually a bunch of FOs. So long story short, I felt spontaneous and I decided I'm going to challenge myself this winter break. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a high school teacher and we are currently in our winter break. So thankful that I have 3 weeks off in the middle of winter just to reset the soul a bit, recharge the batteries a bit. So I decided I'm going to challenge myself with what I call a beanie a day to keep boredom away charity crochet challenge. So basically what that means is that I'm going to crochet a beanie a day for the entire winter break. Brave or stupid, I'm not sure yet, but regardless, I'm enjoying myself. So it's a stack of FOs, a stack of finished beanies. Alright, so I literally made a beanie a day for 9 days straight now. After this podcast, I'm going to make the next one, and I'm having the most fun with this. I'm enjoying using up yarns that I have lying around, using the little bits of scraps that I have, and I'm making baby beanies. Right, so I'm not going to speak about every single one of them in detail. I just want to show you the patterns that I'm using for these. Alright, so not completely finished yet. I still have to sew away the ends, but FO in my eyes. Right, so this is a very, very basic beanie. You start at the top, crocheting around until you've reached your needed circumference, and then you just crochet down. What's cool about this beanie is that you can fold the brim and it would still fit a baby's head, and yeah, I love it. I'm going to donate all of these to a baby home in my area. And yeah, I think it's a spontaneous challenge and I'm giving back, which is great. So this is just called a Beanie a Day pattern. It's also available for free and I'll link it down below. Then I altered the pattern slightly and I did one with a ribbed brim. It is adorable. So same principle. You start at the top, crochet until you've reached your necessary circumference. You keep going down, and then for the last 3 rows you just do basic front post, back post, ribbing, and I think it is just so cute. So that is how my winter holiday is going. This yarn is stunning. I thought I should show you this one. I went to visit my mom and she was destashing a bit and she had this chunky yarn and she said, well, she's not going to do anything with it. Do I want it? And I'm like, yes, I want to make a baby beanie. Thank you. I would take it. And I'm just so in love. They're just so tiny. They're so cute. But yeah, stack of beanies. So hopefully, not hopefully, I'm going to keep this up. Before we go back to school on the 18th of July, I'm going to have a stack of beanies, 25, because I'm going to keep it up. And yeah, I see that on Instagram, some people have joined me in this challenge, so that just makes my heart sing. Then, to keep track of the amount of beanies that I'm making, I made a cute little beanie a day tracker. So as I finish a beanie, I color in a beanie and I write the date of when I finished that beanie. So yeah, 25 beanies in total. I can do it and I'm having fun doing it. So yeah. Righty, and that's it for whips. I'm lying, it's not it. But I have one more whip that I cannot show you because I signed up for a pattern taste to taste. I can tell you what it is. It's a dinosaur pattern. But the designer asked that we not share finished object photos until she has launched the pattern. So I just want to be respectful and do as she asked. But yeah, there's one more finished object and you should see pictures of that on Instagram in this coming week. I'm so excited. I love amigurumi projects and I love tasting for this specific designer. I've tasted, I think, 4 or 5 of her patterns now, and they are honestly beginner friendly. Like if you're looking for beginner friendly patterns, I highly recommend checking out Nicole Chase. I think she's the Nicole Chase on Instagram, but I'll link her down below. She's got a website with a ton of free patterns as well. And yeah, just her patterns are really stunning, absolutely stunning. Right. Then we're going to dive straight into whips. And I feel like all of my finished objects are projects that I haven't shown you before, and then my whips are still whips that have been in this podcast since the first episode. But it's okay. I'm a process crafter, especially a process knitter. So even though this is taking forever, I am having the most fun doing it. So the first whip I have to show you is my Sophie shawl by Petite Knit. In the last episode I was there, so I've made from there all the way to there. I've made a ton of progress, but it's still slow progress. So this scarf, it's a knitted scarf, it was a knitted shawl. You start there, you do a ton of increases, and I've reached the point where I'm starting to decrease now. So I'm hoping to finish this week because I really want to wear it, start wearing it basically. So all of that progress, it's not bad. And yeah, I'm having fun doing this. This is my on-the-go project. So whenever Dion and I have to go somewhere, I play passenger princess and I knit on this scarf specifically. But yeah, so let's move the stitch marker. Oh, and just a note on the stitch marker. It's a Itsy Klein stitch marker that I got as a gift from a friend end of last year when we did our Yarny Secret Santa. Alrighty, so let's move that. And then for this pattern I'm using 6.5mm knit pro needles, and it's made in Rodeo Chunky in the colorway Alabaster, which are hopefully in the next episode this will be an FO. But yeah, like I said, I'm enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun knitting on this. That's the first FO. First whip. Right, this second whip is also one that you've seen before. One that I've spoken about quite a lot before, but I made some really good progress. So this is my Real Easy raglan. And in the previous episode I was there, basically just started with the sleeve. So I've actually finished the sleeve, and I really love how these stripes on the sleeve turned out. I think it just breaks the monotonous striping of the body with a bigger stripe in the sleeve. You can take the stitch marker out. And I made all of that progress. So I finished the sleeve and I'm onto the second sleeve now. Righty. Also a stitch marker from another one from Getreida Ietsie Klein. Okay, so let's pop this one here. So I only work on this at night after I've been to the gym for about an hour or two when we're chilling in front of the TV. So it's going slow because I'm not putting effort. I am putting effort into it. I work on it every single night, but I'm not putting a deadline on this that it should be finished before a certain date. Not at all. So just having fun with this one, enjoying the process, especially enjoying the yarn and how these stripes work out. And then just a note on the second sleeve. So it won't look the same as the first sleeve. Alright, so this section will look more or less the same. We'll have the same blue, and then I'm not going to have orange. I'll show you why. Because in the ball, I'm going to have this browny color next. So the two sleeves won't be exactly the same, but I think it's going to look amazing. And I'm so excited. So this, as I've spoken about in all the previous episodes, is made with Al Yarn's Color Crush in the colorway Whatever Floats Your Goat. My battery's about to die. I'm going to be back in a second. Okay, now I can see it. So yeah, I'm just enjoying the process. The sleeves I'm working on 9-inch circulars because I feel that it goes a bit quicker. But yeah, like I said, it's not about the speed, it's about enjoying the process, relaxing after a workout, just releasing the energy of the day. That's off again. Sorry, technology is not on my side today. Okay, so that was the second whip. The third whip is an exciting one, and this one actually does have a deadline, right? So I'm happy to say that I have finished the first sock in the sock set that I'm making. So look at those speckles. This is where I was in the previous episode. So I just finished with the gusset decreases, worked a little bit on the foot, finished the foot and the toe, and yeah, the first sock done. So this is the Rhinebeck Roomies from or by the Crazy Sock Lady, and I'm doing this as part of the summer sock camp that she's hosting, and I'm really enjoying this patterned sock. I'm using Knotty Habit yarn that I bought end of last year already. I bought the Q1 sock club set, and I think this was called the Jeanette box. Yeah, which was full of greys and neutrals, and yeah, I'm super happy with how this sock has turned out. So I'm on the second sock, and I'm doing this on with, see, 9-inch circulars, and I've just finished the gusset decreases after the heel flap and the heel turn. So I need to finish this before Wednesday because it's my fiance's birthday on Wednesday, Dion's birthday on Wednesday, and I really want to gift him these socks, but I think I can do it. I've been working on these quite a lot lately. Late afternoon when I go chill in the sun for a bit, I sit and knit on these. So yeah, they should be done before Wednesday. Let's just put a stitch marker. I'm basically left with, I think it's about 10 centimeters, 8 centimeters on the foot, and then it's just the toe, and the toe goes quick. So yeah, very exciting. And then obviously after this I'm doing sock week. I've already sorted out the yarn that I'm using for that. But I think I'm going to vlog sock week. I think I'm going to do that because I'm going to make a pair for myself. Well, not a pair. I'm not going to make an entire pair in 1 week. I'm going to make a sock in sock week. I'm not that fast of a sock knitter yet. So yeah, I'll show you the yarn when I'm vlogging sock week. Right, then the next whip is one that I haven't shown you yet, and I've just started. Okay, you also haven't seen this project bag yet. It's a cute little bag that says Happy Days. I used to use this as a makeup bag long ago, but yeah, I'm not big into makeup anymore. And when I was clearing out my cupboard and throwing a few things out, I decided I can keep this bag and use it as a project bag. And look, it just fits in there perfectly. So it is an amigurumi project, and I am making a little farm lamb. I'm actually using the farm lamb pattern by Yarn Over with Natasha, and she's a South African crochet designer as well, South African amigurumi designer. She specializes in amigurumi designs. I did see on Instagram that she's been making a ton of blankets now as well, and they are all just adorable. And many of her patterns are available for free as well, which I mean, it's fantastic. So yeah, I've literally just started with the head. So this is going to be the little sheep's head, and then just look at this yarn. Isn't this just perfect sheep yarn? So I'm going to wear, well, the pattern does suggest, it doesn't suggest, the pattern says that you should make the rest of the sheep in these bobble stitches, but I know that a few months ago, yeah, I think it was a few months ago, it could be even longer ago, she did write a blog post on how you can swap out the bobbles for a more fluffy yarn like this, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to hold this double with the yarn that I'm making the rest of the sheep with, the farm lamb with, and then you're going to get a little fuzzy farm lamb. So yeah, I'm very excited for this one to come together. I have actually made this pattern before with this exact yarn, a nice fluffy sheep. So I'm excited to do another one, and this is going to be a baby shower gift as well for a little girl that I think is being born, will be born in September. Yeah, the beginning of September, so that's going to be so cute. Righty, then the next and the last whip, also one that you haven't seen before, is a blanket. Okay, but I've literally just made one block. Okay, and I know that it looks a bit wonky. So this is a blanket by Dada's Place. It's called the Vintage Blanket. Well, not the blanket pattern is not available for free, but the block pattern, this specific block pattern, is available for free. So I'm just following the instructions for the blocks. I'm going to join as I go, and this will be the third time that I'm making this pattern, and I think it's just gorgeous. For this one, I'm using it's Kismet Raisha Cotton's DK 50-gram balls, and I'm making this in a slightly larger than a single bed size. So yeah, I'm going to need about 48 blocks, I think I calculated, and then it will be good. But yeah, I'm not putting pressure on myself to finish this one too quickly. I'm basically just doing the blogs as and when I have the time. Oh, and then I didn't say for the sheep, for the farm lamb. First of all, I didn't put a stitch marker. So let's do that. Let's go back. Rewind. Another Itsy Klein stitch marker. Let's put this in here. I didn't say what yarn I'm using. Okay, so this is Al Yarn's Pure Gold. It's an acrylic yarn which is fantastic for amigurumis. I find that it holds its shape well, it washes well, it wears well, and it looks really pretty in amigurumi projects. So that is what this color is. It's Pure Gold in the colorway Ivory. Right, then this is also an Al Yarn's yarn, but I think this specific one has been discontinued. I bought this years ago, never knowing what exactly I want to do with it. And then when I saw Natasha release the farmland pattern with the modification basically to make a little fluffy one, I knew that this is the yarn for it. And I think this is called Gypsy. No idea what the colorway is. I threw the band away. I'm terrible at keeping stuff, guys. Literally terrible. Just chuck everything away. And yeah, that's it for all the knit and crochet projects. So let's move on to what am I reading. I finished the Chris Carter book that I was busy with, and I decided I'm going to pick up a horror classic. So I'm reading Cujo by Stephen King, which is part of his, this is a classic. Cujo, the rabbit dog, basically, is a Stephen King classic. So I've decided to pick this up, and yeah, I couldn't put it down. I have been reading quite a bit, especially because I'm on holiday as well. That does help. So just basically what happens is there is a big Saint Bernard dog who gets bitten by a bat, and this dog turns rabbit, and now he is terrorizing a community in Castle Rock, Maine. So it's quite scary to think that this once fluffy, cute little dog can go around terrorizing a neighborhood. And obviously, if you've ever read Stephen King, you know that there's not just one storyline, there are a million subplots, and they all just fit together and they create this vivid image, and that's why you can't put it down. Sure. That's all from me. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful July. Stay hooked!